In the modern day, they say that data is more valuable than gold. And there's a lot of truth to this, and there's a very good reason for it. Now, the price of gold right now I'm not too sure of, but I believe it to be over $1,000, maybe nearly $2,000. And of course that is a lot of money, but data has virtually no limit on what it can be worth. And when you think about this, it makes perfect sense. You can be marketed towards with this data and buy things, well, for an unlimited value. Now, of course, what you're willing to buy and what you can be persuaded to buy depends on the sort of person you are, depends on your sort of budget, and it depends on how effective marketing is towards you. But then think about what I just said, right? That's why data is so valuable. Now, when we think about how we use our data in the modern day, it's very easy to collect. Almost all of us give away a lot of our data for free when we use our devices. To be honest, sites like and search engines like Google probably know you better than a lot of your friends do. And when you think about that, you might say, oh, that's a very stupid thing to say, but think about it. I almost guarantee for every single person watching this video, there's something that you've searched on Google in the last couple of months that you wouldn't share with a friend or family member. Now, maybe that's not everybody, but it is most people. And already there, sites like Google have got information that people around you do not have. You know, for a lot of people, you could argue that these sites know them better than they know themselves. What I'm saying is, because of all of the data collected from these sites, it's very easy for companies to make a model, if you will, a marketing model of who you are and what your demographic is. Bygone are the days where companies would have to ask questionnaires and stuff like that. If you want to know, say, what young people are into, what are they searching for on Google, what's trending on TikTok, and that is very obviously reflected in business trends as well. So companies have got a lot of data in the modern day. My big question though is, why do we not question this ourselves? Because, think about it, all of these services are easily accessible to us. Many of them are free. When we think about it, I'm not going to name any specific brands, we don't even need to do that. But let's say search engines on the internet, right? There's numerous ones of them. Google, of course, is the most common, but any of them. You get all of this data for free. Do you think there's not going to be a catch to that? Because personally, I do. Again, they're all in it to make money, so it really doesn't matter which one you pick. But have you ever noticed when you go into these search engines, one thing comes up straight away? You search for, I don't know, let's say, why bike tyres go flat. Straight away, at the top of the page, 50 ads for bike tyres. The data that we give away on these marketing sites, or on these sites in general, is very crucial and very paramount to a business's success. Gone are the days where you have to manually trial things out. You can basically get the confirmation as to whether it'll work or not just by seeing what the trends are online. But the gold comparison is one that I personally find particularly interesting, because I don't know anyone in their right mind who'd give away their gold for free, but we give our data for free. Now, fortunately for me, I'm lucky enough to have people around me who are equally questioning over this stuff. But what really amazes me is the ease of adoption that most people have picked this sort of stuff up with. You know, everyone thinks of a dystopian future as something that, you know, the people in charge, they rule us and we don't have any options and blah blah blah. But there's two ways to do this, and I think that's what most people are missing, and that's why we're walking into it. It doesn't just have to be the concept of, well, the people in charge take rights and stuff like that. The other option is we walk into it. And in a lot of ways, it looks like we are walking into it under the guise of convenience, ease, and entertainment. Now, I'm as guilty as this, or as guilty for this as anybody else. Whenever I go anywhere, I'm out now. I've got my phone. Now, of course, I'm filming videos. I could, in theory, do that on a camera, but you get the point, right? But let's say you nip to the shops. It's 10 minutes round the corner and you go by car. You don't need your phone, but you bring it. And why is that? Well, you bring it under the guise of safety, under the guise of looking after your people and the people around you, you know? What if someone needs me? But in actuality, the phone, or the modern phone that you can carry around, has been an invention. I don't mean the smartphone, I mean the portable phone, let's say, since what, the 80s? So it's a very modern invention. You know, prior to those days, it didn't matter who you were and how vulnerable in society you were. Even if you needed that support of, say, a mobile phone to get in contact with your people, it's not an invention, so you can't do it. Now, by nature of me being alive, being right here, it means that I've got parents, it means that I've got grandparents, and you know what? All of these people were able to make it about in the world before the invention of these devices. Would it have been a lot more difficult? Yes, it would have. An example that I experienced of this is one time when my friend's phone wasn't working, I tried to meet him. And because you can't get in contact, it's very difficult to kind of find where you're going to meet, you know? Are you going to be late? Are you going to be early? Are you going to know that I'm there or you're not? So of course there are many benefits of the phone, right? It makes a lot of things a lot easier. But is it worth the trade-off? Because you take it everywhere, that provides another form of data. I'll use the example that I just gave. You take it to the shops. Well, now what happens? It sees, from a GPS standpoint, that you went to the shops. It sees how long you went to the shops for. That already tells you a lot about someone, right? Let's say I went to, I don't know, McDonald's, and I spent 30 minutes there. Already from that, you can kind of infer what sort of customer I might be. Am I the sort of guy that is going for a quick burger? Am I the sort of guy that's going to get a coffee and sit down and do some work? And I can be marketed to off of that. Now, I'm sure that some people will be thinking, well, what's the problem with companies having this information? Some people might even be saying, bring it on. Like, if you want to buy a pair of headphones and a company can market the best pair of headphones to you, is that not a good thing? And it comes with two sides of it, right? The first side of it is, in terms of products and product research, it's a good thing in a way, because based on your character and who you are and what you like, products can be marketed to you more directly, you know, in a more accurate sense. But then again, this data is important, right? This data is important to us. It is who we are. And again, like I say, the example, would you give away gold for free? We're giving away so much information, and whilst it can benefit us in a way, who does it benefit the most? Companies. When you think about a lot of the products that you may buy from online sites, or even adverts that you might see on the TV, what inspires these to be made, and what trends do they look for? Well, it's all trends in data in a way. It's all some sort of data, if you will. And because of that, we've got to think about how and why we are giving this away. Is it worth it? Because whilst we think it gives us more accurate choice, if you will, if you want to word it like that, and whilst that may be true, there's an argument to be made for the opposite. When everything is marketed directly to us, are we even aware of what it is that we're shopping for? Are we even aware of when our thoughts and wants are being manipulated? Let's say you click through to a site, and the way that a certain product on that site is, say, photographed, or the marketing around it in the sense that the lifestyle that it sells, or the price that it's at, and all this sort of stuff, or how it looks, or how it performs, or what value it is, these are all factors which lead people to buy it. And then when we think about that, what does that mean for us? It means that when we think about our products, why do we want them? Well, having it this way means that certain marketing tactics can be pushed towards more, which, yes, is fine when we're buying stuff that we may have already bought, and of course that is, in a way, helpful. But when it sways us to buy more and more stuff, and when it also sways us to buy the more expensive stuff, is this technology genuinely good for us? And is it actually useful or helpful? Again, there's a reason, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but in my personal view, the amount of quality information that you can get out there on the internet, all for free, from all of these search engines, well, of course, they are rammed with ads anyway, and that's how they make their money, but to make even more money off ads, the ads need to be accurate and actually convert, right? No company's going to pay for advertising on, let's say, Google, if no one clicks on it and no one buys. It'd be a waste of money. So you have to make these ads perform well, and this sort of data is what does this. Essentially, this information is what companies need to have successful marketing campaigns, and by giving it away for free, we allow companies to make more money off of us. Now, to be honest, this whole issue there may not be much that we can do about it. There may not be much that we even want to do about it. Like I said at the beginning, all of these devices make life in a way quite easy. You don't have to worry about needing to know anything. You can find it all on Google in a few seconds. You don't need to worry about whether people need you or not. You can find out from your phone. So it definitely comes with its benefits, but if knowledge is power, does it not also make sense to kind of question these things and just ask? Whether it's right or not, just ask if it is or isn't useful. Because again, whilst we definitely get our benefits here, what do we trade off for that? And is that trade-off actually worth it? Now, of course, that is a very subjective point. It's not really something, therefore, that I can answer. But do not underestimate the power and the value of your personal data. At the minute, it seems to be the case that it's a new trend for it to be given away easier than ever. And yet again, that comes with its benefits. But overall, is it good for us? Or is it putting even more power, in a way, into the hands of the few? That's for something for you guys to work out. Or that is something for you guys to work out or think about. But it's something that I think about. And again, what we do about that, there's an argument for maybe stopping using a lot of this technology. Or maybe it's something just as simple as change your cookie settings, your data settings, your location settings, stuff like that. That's going to depend on what you want to reduce, remove, and why that is. So what you do about it is going to be a very subjective thing. And whether you do anything about it, well, whether that matters or not, that's also very subjective. But yeah, again, I think it's useful for everybody out there, everyone who has an open mind, to at least question this and just think about the fact that, yeah, it does appear to be the case that we are giving away more and more of our extremely valuable data for free. And with that, companies market, they sell us products that appeal to us more of our money gets spent. And is it on things that we genuinely want? Do we know what we want? Or do we want what we're marketed to like? Yeah, again, I think that's really a good point to end the video, leaving that potential for questioning. But I'd like to know your opinion. Again, do drop me a comment in the comment section, and thank you for watching. See you soon.